So when I have to solve absolute value inequalities, I'm going to ask myself, I can certainly think about graphing it, but if it's a less than thing, this tells me that it's similar to that one that I graphed on the for you on the forum. So this is going to be an answer, well, really quickly. I mean, no, I know this isn't right. What is it? A shifted left five, so something like this. So I know that answer. If this is that line y equals 6, I know the answer. I know those answers aren't right. I know that my graph's off, but it's in between whatever that is, x is, and whatever that x is. So this is a conjunction, those in between those two answers. So when I have to solve that inequality, I'll just say, okay, so it's got to go from -6, which is less than x plus 5, which is less than +6. I know those aren't sixes, but I know that it's in between the two answers. So once you get that set up, subtract 5, subtract 5, subtract 5, -11 is less than x, which is less than 1. So that is the solution set where this graph, those y values are below the line y equals 6. And if, of course, you want to do it in interval notation, it would look like that and have to be open because it's not inclusive. Now this one is a disjunction. And the reason it's a disjunction is here. Let me come up here. So if it's a disjunction, I know, pretend this is the line y equals 3 now. I'm looking for when is above that line. So it's going from this x to the right and going from this x to the left. So it's a disjointed, a disjunction. The way we solve those, we have to do two separate inequalities. One of them is going to be that x minus 2 has to be less than or equal to -3. That's this bottom one. And then we say x minus 2 is greater than or equal to +3. And then we just solve it. This is really just a one-step equation, right? So x has to be less than or equal to -1. And we're going to add 2. X has to be greater than or equal to +5. So in interval notation, that would be -infinity until -1, and it's closed at -1. And then we're going to skip over to 5. This should be equal to here, and close at 5 and go to +infinity. See, that's a disjunction. It goes in opposite directions. So this is how I solve absolute value equation inequalities to make it easy. Um, how you do that, it's up to you. Maybe you have another way. Maybe your algebra teacher taught you a different way to do it, but uh, it's that's what I do. Okay, I hope that helps.